Hi guys, I'm Uncle Richie.
Yo, what up? JMoney's back.
And this is C10. And you're listening to the Unkles podcast.
JMoney!
Hey, what up? What up?
How are you tonight, brother?
Good, bro. Really good, actually. No, not good because the weather. It's hasn't been the best. I know it's the talk of the town at the moment, but bro, it sucks, man. I forgot an umbrella today. It got rained up on when I came home, and then just drenched. So, but yeah, apart from that, really good, actually, bro. What about yourself?
Yeah, good, bro.
Yeah.
You know, new job.
Yes.
So lots of learning to do.
Yeah, love that. Yeah, sometimes you just need to reset. Although it's getting to the end of the year, I think once you get that 3-4 weeks under your belt, once the Christmas break comes in, and then restart for 2024.
That's it.
That's
Well, let's not leave the people waiting.
Yes.
Let's cut to the chase. You know, what have you liked so far about the Unkles Poddy?
And what I've really liked so far about the Unkles Poddy is that we're creating a community of followers on Instagram and TikTok. It's a place where the podcast has allowed us to talk about PNG and keep us grounded and sort of touched to our roots. I think, you know, when we live so long in another country and we sort of lose a little bit of that, that not so much humility or, yeah, that too, but also, I guess, yeah, just the feel of talking to someone from PNG every week and enjoying laughter and things like that. So yeah, I think to recap, just enjoying the fact that we get to chat about PNG, and we've created a community both on like Instagram as well as you know, a little bit on TikTok.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And with the, you know, that's a positive there, but you know, we've also got to speak about the negatives, and what are some of the things that you have not liked about you know, this journey so far?
I think one thing is, I'll probably speak on it more so from an internal perspective, like, and probably more so myself, is that I haven't really committed. Like sometimes there'll be days or weeks where I'll be like, you know, I'm busy, I can't, but then I'll like miss a couple of episodes. But I think one thing that I'd want to get better at is just, you know, having a date that we commit to, and then just going and recording that podcast and just getting in a routine, which is sort of what we've been doing the last couple of weeks. But I think more of consistency. I've also kind of haven't really sometimes we talk about PNG, and I know we are like having a laugh about it, but there's this like a little bit of feedback from people, not a lot of people, but the minority, about like us having a dig, which I haven't liked about that, more so from a personal perspective, because like in no way we're trying to speak anything bad about PNG, but we're trying to promote, at the end of the day, we're promoting the country to this podcast, to people from PNG, but also people here in Australia. So I think what I haven't liked is sort of the exposure we've gotten in terms of that bad bad feedback from people, or just, you know, unwarranted criticism. That's what I'm trying to get at. But, you know, that's the I guess the thing that comes with, you know, putting yourself out there and having something like this, that you're always going to get people that will talk and say things that, but, you know, at the end of the day, we've got good 3 people that do this podcast that love PNG and love everything about the country. So that'll keep us going. But yeah, that was long, sorry.
No, don't be sorry at all. And I think that's all that matters. You know, we have our own beliefs on our thoughts and opinions about how much we love our country, and 3 of us know where we stand. So that's the important part. But would you say that has been the biggest challenge so far throughout this process, or is there another big challenge that you've thought about?
Yeah, I would say that. I think, you know, just getting, like, obviously we're doing this and it's not a full-time job, so I can't speak in that same level of, you know, I guess, backlash, I guess, some people with, you know, bigger following get, because they're putting themselves out there and expressing their opinions. But I think just adjusting to some of the negative criticism that we've gotten is probably the biggest challenge. But I think on top of that too, as well, to the point that I spoke about previously, just I guess, trying to set a routine with the podcast and getting into a consistent habit of just pushing out content. And also, I think another challenge for us too as well is, once we get everything set up properly and get a proper, studio, I guess, like I'd love to get more like women interviewed on the podcast.
Oh, yes.
I think that's one of the challenges we face, is that obviously we've pushed a lot of Unkles content with a lot of male people, but I think, even having like female PNG athletes that, participated in the Pacific Games, or, people that are like, I guess the Conscious Kumu podcast that are sort of the live show that we did, something like that, where we can, there's another challenge that we can kind of, look to get better at doing.
Yeah, I think there's some massive points, and
Yeah.
we need to plan.
Yes, digest. Yeah.
And so we can map all that out. Because it'd be good to have that down on paper and
100%. Yeah.
just show we're ready. And what's one thing or a few things that you've been mostly proud of?
I think just getting to know you and Chucky a little bit more, like Charles. Like I've just been proud of what we've been able to build off, like just talking to each other and getting to know each other more on a intimate level, I guess. And like, and also I think what I've been proud of is just us, despite, there's been times where we haven't been able to push out content on a weekly basis, but the times that we've done it, like just proud of the work that we've been able to put out despite us not, having this as a full-time job, or, the equipment that we might have is, not of the best quality, but we still make an effort to produce content. Yeah. And I think that speaks volume of like the dedication that we had to sort of supporting this. So I think I've been proud of those things, and I guess that's a really good foundation for us to kind of build on moving forward.
Oh man, deep.
Yeah, this is intimate.
No, that's awesome. There's a lot of things that I
share.
And
Scale.
Lots of things that we can be proud of. But to finish us off, what are 3 things you have learned along the way, and also what are some things that you're looking forward to in 2024?
Yeah. What I've learned is just talking about PNG, and like when we come onto the podcast, like just doing more research about like the country. And when I'm talking to you and Charles, like I'm learning about Charles's, province and where he comes from, and even some of the, comments that we get from some listeners about, like when we were talking about what does tavurvur mean, like a cone shell, I think was one of the definition that one of the ladies commented back on the podcast. So things like that when we talk about it and, try to promote PNG in the way, and having people engage to us and tell us things like that is what I've enjoyed. Also, just getting to know, like I was saying before, about how you and Charles met, and that story of introducing the Unkles, and when you guys, and the stories that you went through in high school. Like, even though we went to high school here in Brisbane, there's like 2 contrasting sort of, variations of like how we proceeded through high school. And obviously you guys boarded, and I went to school on a day-to-day kind of basis. So it was good to learn about that too as well. Yeah. And also having the people that have come on and shared their stories, like Benton, Jetty, and just like listening to those type of people. Because I think ideally, the other thing that I feel this podcast is that it's us creating a platform where we can just, 3 simple people creating a podcast for the simple kind of like listeners or things like that. Where it's like, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel or anything, but just like creating a place where we can have, people that are normal everyday people coming and sharing their stories, but also having like lessons that people can learn from those stories, and creating an environment that also kind of, has a positive impact on people that are listening. And the other question was like, what am I looking forward to in 20? Man, so many things, man. The logo, that's probably the biggest thing. And like, we obviously are chatting. We need to sort a proper plan of how to get that out. But just like looking forward to having that on a t-shirt, and just like, even if we do get to a point where we sell it or things like that, but even us three having that t-shirt and just walking around as like walking billboards and people seeing us and be like, Unkles. Or even, or when we wear that shirt, go to PNG Independence or like, uni places and stuff like that, and even talk about the podcast and, so that's what I'm really looking forward to.
Oh, man, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. No, thank you. There.
That's all right, bro.
Going up this Sunday.
Yeah!
Hey everyone, thank you for listening to episode 35 with JMoney there. We're all very excited for the big 2024 with the Unkles. I hope you guys are too. And I hope you enjoyed that bit of a different side of the Unkles. And we're starting the Unkles Diaries. And next week we've got myself coming on and going through those same questions, answering those same questions that Jackman spoke about. So make sure you tune into that one. That one will be the last one for the year. Hope you guys have enjoyed the ride, and we'll see you next week.